Up next, an American tradition is renewed as Speed Weeks continues in Daytona. The season starts here from the first practice to victory lane. Hershey's Milk and Milkshake Speed Weeks at Daytona. Coverage on Speed continues next. And again, following us here on Speed is NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot. J.R. Kinney, Kyle Petty, Hermione Rutledge, as well as our own Wendy Venerini. Wendy.
Run operation.
Allie Owens came into the test session at Daytona. There was 10 female drivers. We got to the race. 6 females were in this race, and now we are talking about Allie Owens running third with just a few laps to go. Her crew chief, Cal Beaupre, down here on pit road. Now, Cal, what are you talking about with Allie Owens right now? She seems very calm in the race car.
We're just trying to figure out what our strategy is going to be. We're racing the clock here as much as we're racing the laps, so don't want to get off the bottom and give anything up from behind, but we don't want to wait too much longer either to get around the guys out front. She's having to lift quite a bit to stay behind them. It's going to come down to who makes a mistake out there, I think. But electrifyingcareers.com Chevy's running real good, and she's doing a great job for us.
Okay, thanks to Cal. Her spotter up there, Mike Herman Jr., is giving a lot of advice to Allie Owens, a Daytona Beach native. She would love to get a victory.
Stay on the bottom. That's the best advice I can give you.
Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. 17 laps of racing to go from Daytona.
That was what I was saying about it takes discipline. You feel like when you're back where she is, you've got 100 more horsepower than the guy in front of you. But if you jump out of line, let him jump out of line and then close the door and move up a spot.
Mark Thompson running second. His best finish is 6th at Talladega back in 2003.
See, the 66 wants to go out. She ought to let him go on out there.
Joey Coulter jumps to the outside.
You got to just hold your breath. You got to stay right there. He can't go anywhere.
Patrick Shelter also on the outside, but he's 6 car lengths behind Joey Coulter, so can't really help him yet.
See how it slowed Allie down, though, because of running side by side. Look how much ground she's losing to Mark Thompson in the 66.
But look at John West. He gets up there behind Allie. He'll push her right back, and car on the outside is going to be, he's going to go backwards. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of discipline. Stay on that yellow line.
Remember Joey Coulter's crew chief, Harold Holly, talking about how Joey didn't really understand the side drafting. He's doing a lot of side drafting right now to try to keep Allie Owens from getting by him.
See the pack out in front. Only 3 cars out of line, now 4 out of line. Jim.
Real quick, guys, the radio chatter on Mark Thompson's radio said be careful of the 5. The 5 may be light on fuel, so stay on your toes.
Boy, I tell you, when it's outside of the 15 like that, that makes you get mighty loose when somebody's on your outside like that. But she needs to try to get shoved back up here to the back of the Thompson car.
The Shelter now has moved up. He's only a couple car lengths behind Joey Coulter on the outside.
Looks like Allie Owens was almost thinking about making the move by Mark Thompson. Had a little bit of a run. She's going to catch up to the back of that 66 now.
But see what happened? She's got to race this guy. He's out there riding. He's side drafting her. But if she'll just stay down there, she'll get back up behind the 66.
She has done that. She's caught back up to the 66.
And Coulter, he's going to go backwards, and now he's going to lose a spot to John West.
There's James Busher right behind John West. Remember, our pole sitter, early leader.
Patrick Shelter with a strong car in that number 60. He was able to catch up to Joey Coulter on that outside line.
Joey Coulter trying to side draft on John West Townley. 3 wide right now.
Patrick Shelter with a run to the high side of the racetrack, trying to take the position away and move into 4th.
Been a little worried about that 60 car Shelter. It's pretty loose. Seen it sideways a number of times.
Comes down the racetrack.
Joey Coulter was really heads up right there to avoid that incident.
Allie, where you going? Well, they said there's a lap car up here. They're moving up to get by it.
I think that's the 6 car of Nelson Piquet Jr.
Well, she needs to get back down there in a hurry.
2 and 3 wide once again. James Busher in that 51. They're getting a little crazy now. Here we go. A wild ride coming up as they go through the grass. That's Joey Coulter we're riding along with.
Off the brake, let it roll. There you go.
No caution. We stay green.
Green flag stays out. Joey Coulter comes back on the racetrack.
These guys have got this grass figured out, man.
How about the number 7 coming up here?
Danica's moved up into the 12th position, just about up to that lead draft.
Well, you heard Tony Jr. tell her, say it's time to go.
Yeah, we were eavesdropping during the caution flag during our commercial break, and Tony Jr. said, hey, you've got about 18 laps to go. Let her rip.
Do what you got to do.
13 remaining. It'll be 12 when they cross the stripe this time. Terry Jones just in front of Danica Patrick in that number 30.
Her Danica had to pedal the throttle a little bit there.
Tell you who's slipping back in the picture here is the old 51 car.
James Busher.
He's coming right back here. And we know he's bad fast.
We have seen him run extremely well at this racetrack. Last year's winner and the pole sitter for this race.
Now, if Busher could get up there, you know what? And I'm Allie Owens. I might take a chance and go with him, especially with if they can get a little distance between them and the cars behind them.
Allie's losing a little bit of that ground she had on the 66 earlier. Patrick Sheltra had a run on the outside, made a few moves, was able to get up to the 5th spot.
Whoa, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't think she intended to go up there.
No, that thing took off with her, man. She's lucky to get back down.
11 laps remaining.
Got to sit on that hot stove right now and sweat a little ice water.
Tell you what, guys, that 7 is coming. The GoDaddy.com number 7 of Danica Patrick is catching up to this lead pack.
She has a little momentum right now. If she has someplace to go when she gets there, she may be able to pass some cars.
Staying to the high line now. She thinks she might be able to help out that line.
I just hope she didn't catch up at the wrong time. You can, with a car fast like she has, the draft will pull you up there. But the way this racing's going in front of her, she's going to stall out right here behind a bunch of guys that are really moving around a lot on the racetrack. Seeing a lot of cars that are almost wrecking.
She's right behind Tommy Joe Martins in the 95 car.
The final 10 laps of the ARCA Racing Series first event of the 2010 season. Here comes the move. Patrick Sheltra makes the move. And it looks like the 51 of James Busher is going to go with him.
We're inside of 10 laps to go now. Time to move.
Whatever Busher does, I would be pretty happy about going with him.
Patrick Sheltra's looking strong too, guys.
Sheltra, we know he's got a fast car. But boy, these guys are taking a lot of liberties right now with each other. They're cutting off. They're cutting in front of each other, slamming the door.
Allie Owens hanging on to that 3rd spot. Sheltra had a run. Now with no help behind him, he's losing ground.
Boy, Allie is in a vulnerable spot right there.
Up the racetrack she goes, and as she goes up, John West Tamley takes the position. Allie Owens starts to drop back.
They shoved her up off the bottom, and she couldn't cut it. She couldn't get back down.
Danica went by as well.
Here comes Danica Patrick once again. We ride along with her as she goes by the 4 of Ricky Carmichael.
What a great recovery for Danica. Man, did she come from out of the grass almost into the wall, and here she is fighting to get back to the lead.
Racing for the 7th position right now, Rick.
In 7th spot right now, fighting for that spot with the 4 of Ricky Carmichael.
Woo. Thompson he's not advancing his position, so he can go down below that line, but I think he sees the heat coming from the rear right here.
This is the move by Danica. Look at her duck down below the 30 of Terry Jones.
What a great move.
That's when Allie Owens got caught in the middle there, and she actually slowed her momentum. Great job by Danica and her spotter.
A big gap now between Bobby Gerhart and Mark Thompson. Those guys are going to start ganging up on our leader.
I think they're kind of setting. I think they're setting Gerhart up. They're letting him get out there a little ways because they can get that good run on him. They might be able to get by him, but it's going to be tough. Oh boy knows what he's doing.
3 cars pulling away from the pack now. Patrick Sheltra has moved up into the 3rd position. Mark Thompson running 2nd. Bobby Gerhart is your leader.
Okay, 72 laps into this race. Regardless of what happens from here on out, Danica has learned a lot and done a great job in this race.
I have been really impressed, and I don't think anybody can say that she can't drive a stock car because I've seen her drive it all over this place.
Through the grass.
Today.
Down on the bottom of the racetrack, currently running in the 7th spot.
That's Steve Arpin, the 55, right in front of her. James Busher, the 51, the Phoenix Construction car on the outside.
Get out there with the 51 and push him.